pollution can be pretty taxing and take a toll on lung health. Personally, I've had bad experiences with like emissions and everything because I have asthma.
I think air pollution has a pretty bad effect on our lungs.
I mean, it's obviously not good. I think that asthma is often related. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's unhealthy for the lungs and probably causes a lot of issues.
Well, actually, in many ways, there are many different. When you're talking about air pollution, you're talking about many different types of air pollution. And when people talk about air pollution, they're talking about the particulate matter in the air, usually due to smoke, exhaust from cars, for instance. There are chemical abnormalities as well, and some of the main ones involve ozone, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and they all affect the lungs in different ways. For example, the particulate matter has been known to cause airways inflammation, asthma. It even promotes lung cancer in some patients who are predisposed to it. Patients in the lower socioeconomic class and certainly the older patients are at the highest risk for developing worsening lung problems like COPD, emphysema, asthma. And I also tend to see worsening lung conditions in patients who live in some of the more rural areas. They're exposed to a lot of the organic materials out in the forest. All of the chemicals that are involved with fertilizers or the growth of vegetation are some of the same ones that we see in air pollution, specifically nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Air pollution by its very nature tends to be a seasonal sort of problem, and there are times during the year that it's going to be worse than others. There are a lot of allergic responses to the blooms that we see in the springtime, and these, of course, is a lot more common in patients who live in rural areas too. Now, when asthma goes untreated for long periods of time, years or longer, it can progress to irreversible lung disease. And certainly other toxins that people could be exposed to, like cigarette smokes, can potentiate that effect and rapidly make the lung disease progress to an irreversible level. Patients have to be very vigilant about making sure that they avoid infections, getting their annual influenza vaccine, and making sure that they're up to date on the pneumonia vaccine as well.
I think our generation needs to focus on just the everyday things. So anything that you can do that you think will just be a little bit better for the environment, like public transportation, you know, turning off the lights when you leave a room, saving water, I guess hybrid cars, just really anything that you think could somewhat better the environment, I think would be a good step to do.